Hey everybody, so I am here today doing a little bit different recording than what I usually do. It's a very big day in my life. This is a difficult recording for me to do, so bear with me. It's very personal and very heartfelt. But today I have reached a goal that I set for myself nearly a year ago, and it's a weight loss goal. I have lost 82 pounds and I have reached my goal weight today, and I am struggling with sharing this with you. It's a big step for me, but I wanted to share it because I wanted to help you understand why I am doing what I'm doing with this channel. There are a lot of channels on YouTube that are absolutely phenomenal with helping people go through their weight loss journey. I did do this with the help of a GLP-1 medication. I was on compounded tirzepatide. I took my first shot on August 2nd of 2024. And have had great success with it. I also worked very hard. I did modify my lifestyle, modified my eating habits, but I've tried to lose weight in the past and it was much more of a struggle. This medication has helped me be able to cope with the disease of obesity and began to manage it. It is a long-term thing. I'm excited that I've reached my goal, but I do understand that it's a lot of maintenance ahead, and I'm not cured. You know, this is something that I will probably be on this medication for the rest of my life, but I'm okay with that. It is medication to help me deal with my disease. And so I wanted to talk about how it has changed my life and what I am hoping that this channel can be for me, and also maybe be for those people that subscribe and follow me. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about is the struggle that I had ongoing with my weight below the surface prior to making these decisions to make a change. As you all know, if you've watched my channel at all, I enjoy kayaking, I enjoy fishing, I love being on the water, and you can tell from even a year ago, the photos that I would share on Facebook with my friends and family were from far away, or if I could cut myself out of the photo at all or completely, or maybe just put part of my body in, I would do that. I was very conscientious about how much I showed myself, even to my friends and family who I saw on a regular basis. I didn't want to document that part of my life because I was embarrassed by it. I was embarrassed that I couldn't get control of it. And I was embarrassed by how much it affected so many things in my life. I struggled with the heat when I was out on the water. Be out there as long. I got hot, I got overheated, I got tired, I got grumpy. An hour or two out on the water was all that I could do. I needed to be mindful of how much gear I had on my boat with me because my weight was significant enough that the weight limits of my boat kind of controlled what I could take. And I actually bought a boat that was a bi-yak so that I wouldn't have to be concerned about that as much. And it was easier to buy that boat than it was for me to work at losing the weight. And so that played into it a lot more than I realized. I also realized that my business, my online reselling business, was taking a hit as well. I no longer felt like going out to live auctions. I didn't go garage selling to source the things that I needed for my business to be able to sell. I did everything from my office. If I could buy online at auctions and have the items shipped to me, I would do that instead of, doing something that physically required me to go somewhere, walk back and forth up and down driveways to garage sales or estate sales, stand for long periods of time at an auction. I chose to have a sedentary business because that was what was easier. It was less physical. I was tired all the time, and so it just played into what the choices I was making. The turning point was last summer, and there was a one time out on the lake that my power pole got stuck down, and it wouldn't come up. And I was out on the lake. I was by myself. My boyfriend was here at home. He was here working, and I was there on the weekend or through the week. And I was by myself, and there I was stuck out in the lake. And the power pole is way back on the back of the boat, and I can't reach it. And I was afraid. I was afraid of falling off of the boat. I was afraid of tipping the boat. But I had to be able to get back there to the power pole to unlatch. There's a latch on it so that you can pull it forward and pull the pole out. And that meant I had to get down on the floor of my boat. I had to lean way out on the back of my boat, and I had to get that out in order to be able to go back to the cottage. And it was scary. It was an eye-opener for me that if I wanted to continue being on my kayak and doing the things that I loved doing, I needed to make some changes, because the number one rule that all kayakers will tell you is that if you can't fall off of your boat and get back on it, physically, if you cannot do that, you're not doing something that you should be doing. You're not doing it safely. There was a second instance. That instance was earlier in the summer. There was a second instance where I was out in the heat, and I had some health issues that I didn't feel well. I wasn't sure what was going on, but I knew that I needed to get back to the cottage again. I was out by myself, and it was a little scary getting back. I didn't feel well, and I allotted that to my weight and not being out doing something on the water that I probably shouldn't be doing with how overweight that I was. So in late July, I keep referring down, guys. I've made some notes so that I will remember everything that I wanted to talk about. So in late July of last year, I made the decision that it was time for me to do something about this. And I had gone on weight loss journeys before. I was unsuccessful. I would lose the weight. I would bounce back. I knew that I needed help. And so I started going to YouTube and watching some videos and watching some channels that talk about weight loss with GLP-1 medications. And I remember one in particular, Maman in Millstone, and she documented her weight loss journey from the start with taking GLP-1s, and talked very heartfelt about how she was feeling, what it was like, every week she would check in. And she started out daily, and then as time went on, she went to weekly and monthly, and got, as she reached towards her goals, she got a little less active on the YouTube channel. But she really got me started, as she was somebody that I really felt like I could connect with, and saw her doing it and thought, I think I can do this. So I made the decision, I'm going to try this, and I took the steps and got the medication. My first shot that I took was on August 2nd of 2024. And I'm recording this video on July 15th of 2025. This is the day I reached my goal, which I said at that time I wanted to be at 140 pounds. And so that's the day I'm recording this. Along the way, it has been interesting for me to notice how things have changed for me, and how mentally things have changed for me, and how without even thinking about it, I went from, I would only post a picture of myself on my kayak way off in a distance. I'll add some of these pictures so that you guys can see. And how then it started to be, I would only take pictures with myself in the picture if it was a monumental moment, like a personal best, fish that I caught. Or I wanted a photo of me with my granddaughter at that time in her life, because her life was important to me, and pictures of me with her were important because she was never going to be that age again. But if I could avoid a picture, man, I did. I did it with everything that I could do. And it was interesting to see how along the journey my confidence grew, even though I wasn't to my goal, how much more confident I became as I started losing the weight and becoming more or less embarrassed by my body, and feeling like I had control over, or I had gained some control over that portion of my life. The pictures started getting closer. I started not avoiding them so much. Even though I wasn't to my goal, I started letting myself be visible without actually thinking about it. It just sort of happened. I do want to share some of the channels on YouTube that have helped me along the way. My channel, I don't feel like I am knowledgeable enough, educated enough about these medications to do a channel that is informative on the weight loss portion of my journey. There are so many people that are doing that and doing it very well. And I feel like if you are getting ready to start or are on this journey, I do want to mention the channels that I found so much information, whether it was recipes, food ideas, meal prep, exercise, information about medications, upcoming medications, new medications, the legal things that have been going on with the medications. These channels have been so helpful to me, and I will link them up in the show notes so that you can go to them and decide if they work for you. Everybody needs something a little different, so they may not be exactly what you're looking for, but they might help you too. Downsized, which is a husband and wife who have been on a weight loss journey and they're now on maintenance. They do a ton of great information. They kind of do it all. They talk about food. They talk about foods that are available that are pre-prepared. They do critiques of those. They do recipes. They talk about how they are managing maintenance. They talk about the news of GLP-1s. It's a great channel that covers a lot of information on a lot of different topics. Another channel that I watched a lot was On the Pin with Dave Knapp. He's right there on top of all the news all the time. And during my journey, compounded tirzepatide has been in the courtroom a lot, and so I was constantly staying up to date on what was going on with it, and On the Pin was one of the places that I utilized for that. He also does great interviews with people that have been down this road, and has a great channel. Mama in Millstone, I mentioned, she was one of the ones that really got me going early and convinced me that I probably could do this. Brittany Rose, GLP-1, she's just great. I just love her. She's in maintenance now, but has done a great job talking about her journey, and has a lot of great tips. The T on GLP, again, another channel I love. She's one of the ones that helped me a lot with my exercise regimen, and I did take some pretty good pointers from her. Another one is Witness and Wellness, and that's Amy, and Amy has a lot of great videos as well to share. So I'll link those all up in the show notes. But if you're going on this journey, if you are in this journey, find some information. This has helped me make a lot of great decisions and be very, very successful on this medication. My channel, however, is not about my weight loss. I feel like I can't do that justice. What worked for me might not work for everyone else, and I just feel like that isn't where I can be helpful. What I want my YouTube channel to be is a what now channel. It's the after. I've reached my goal. Now I need to maintain it. And I'm finding one of the most challenging parts of being near my goal and getting to the point that it's time to start maintaining it is somewhat mental as much as it is everything else. And I'm finding myself struggling with I'm here, what's next, and finding joy in what I've accomplished and what I can do now. And also dealing with, and this is another big one, is the things that I thought that I wasn't doing because I was overweight, and I was using being overweight as an excuse to not do those things. And guess what? Some of those things I'm not overweight anymore, and I still don't want to do them. So that has been a little bit of an eye-opener as well. Now I don't have the excuse. So I'm finding that not only was my being overweight a reason I couldn't do things, it also was a reason that I used to not do things. And that's two different things altogether. So I'm hoping that 3P Yak can be, number one, accountability for me by going out and showing you my kayaking, showing you my fishing, showing you the things that I observe in nature when I'm hiking, going out on bike rides, and showing those things to you and sharing that with my followers. It's making me be accountable for remembering to enjoy where I'm at and the things that I can do now. Just this past weekend, I did something on my boat that I would never have done. Well, it goes back to that day that I was out on the lake and I couldn't get my power pole to come up. This weekend, I sat down on the floor of my boat and I put my feet and legs in the water. It was so hot out on the lake, and I put my feet and legs in the water and enjoyed the lake. I didn't get in. I haven't gotten that brave yet. but I sat with my legs in the water and I cooled off, and then I got up and I was able to get up and get back in my seat, and that was big, that was a big deal. And now I can do that. I now spend on average 5.5, maybe 6 hours out on the water, whereas before 1 to 2 hours was all I could handle. So I am learning to take joy in that and try the things that I didn't think I could do. And that's what I want my channel to be about. I want it to be about me documenting the things that I can do now. And so if I'm having a rough day down the road, or I start to slide backwards, I can come back to this channel and review some of these videos that I've posted. So a lot of this is for myself. However, I also expect and hope that it will be inspiration for others. And even if you're not on a weight loss journey, even if you have a different journey you're on, or a struggle that you're dealing with, I hope that it will be a channel that can show you that you can do anything that you put your mind to. Make a plan and put forth the effort, and you can accomplish it. So I really hope that that is what this channel will be for me and for you. Thank you so much for listening to my story. I hope it helps someone. If you think that I have some things to show you that you might be interested in, please join my channel, subscribe, hit that bell notification so that you will get notifications when I post something. There will be things probably about my weight loss journey that maybe I've got an achievements journal that I'd like to show you that I made. I've got my medals from my walking challenges that I want to show you. So there will be some things that I will do videos about my weight loss journey. But most of the videos will be about nature and hiking and kayaking and fishing and all the fun things that I can do now. Thank you again so much for listening. And until next time, keep pedaling, paddling, and picking your way through the wild. Bye!